Good afternoon, beautiful souls. Today is Thursday, May 27th. May? March 27th, right? Some of you may want to mark down May 27th, right? See what these next 2 months bring, especially for those of you who have been feeling trapped. Now that Venus during her retrograde is in the energy of Pisces, the sign that is closely associated, if not most closely associated with the divine, because they have one foot here, one half of themselves here, right? On earth and the other half in the astral. A lot of dreams, a lot of revelations, a lot of things are going to suddenly be brought into your realm of attention. Slow down and pay attention as we approach this solar eclipse that we're going to have on Saturday morning. Things are going to get a bit hairy, if not a bit scary, right? It's going to be that moment of uncertainty and you feel like everything is falling apart. Everything is falling together. All along throughout the entire journey, everything has been happening for your highest and your greatest good. Some of you have been saying, why is this happening to me? When you should have been saying, or would be better to say, why is this happening for you? You're coming into a season, the collective is coming into a season where it's about to all make sense. The losses, the tears, the anger, the frustration. A lot of us are going through a moment of sudden breakthrough. Yesterday, we got the heads up during one of the readings to buckle up, Buttercup, because things are going to change. And not only are they going to change, they're going to change very, very quickly. For some of you, just as you've given up, just as you've lost hope, that's when everything miraculously, suddenly changes by May 27th, right? In 2 months from today, mark your calendar, right? If you have the astrology planner, right? Mark your planner. That there's supposed to be some type of huge transformation that should have taken place between this Saturday and May 27th. For those of you who have been doing the work, for those of you who never gave up hope, for those of you who, even though had those moments of doubt, persevered and powered through, and no matter how things were showing up in the 3D, know within themselves that a better day is coming. That all of this that's going on in the 3D is just a distraction to get you out of your I am, to get you out of the blessings you know that are coming to you. With that being said, welcome to another edition of Divine Love Talk. My name is Etta, Mystic Healer, Intuitive, and Spiritual Life Coach. Today is Thursday, so no wonder for the message that we posted before going live was a money message. Thursday is a good day to do money workings. It's a good day. Well, any day is a good day to practice gratitude for what you already have. Because when you practice gratitude for what you already have, when you are a good steward with what you already have, you get blessed with more. That being said, feel free to share your comments, share your thoughts, share your feelings as the messages are coming out. We won't be doing any readings on the lives. Actually, we'll do 3. For subscribers to the live, after we pull the general message, we'll do 3 readings. Moderators, please keep track of the people for me that request readings. It's a 1-card pull for those of you who subscribe. If you would like a personal reading, that information is in the bio. Oh, yeah. And we're having the twin flame discussion, right? As I look up and see 22 people on the live, we're having the twin flame discussion as well as a prayer for twin flames to get together. Finally, more than just for the relationship, because twin flame unions are more than just having that perfect relationship, right? Having your person and living your happily ever after is so much more than that. Thank you for everyone who signed up thus far and everyone who has yet to sign up. Sign up will close tomorrow just before midnight. That being said, Holy Spirit, what message do you have for the collective on this Thursday? Again, feel free to share your comments, thoughts, feelings, and then I'll get to them after pulling the message. Thank you, thank you, thank you for spending this part of your day with Spirit, the Soul Tribe, and of course me. You could be doing anything else, yet you're here. Let's get some messages from the Divine Feminines. Because on Tuesdays and Thursdays, we celebrate the Divine Feminine. Let's keep in mind, some of these cards are super, super, duper spicy, so we pull them off camera. Make sure that's ticky-tock safe. Anything else for the collective? Okay. Then we'll pull one from here. Anything else the collective needs to hear on this Thursday? Anything else? And lastly, what's the vibe on this Thursday, the 27th, which is a 9, right? 2 plus 7 is 9. 9 is the number of endings, right? Things must end for new things to begin. Things must be cleared away for new things to begin. Tasha, are you on the live? I'm going to cover, oh gosh. Reason why I get the message, you know how you get the alerts on your phone with the email, and she just shared something with me about an apology, right? And it's so like, oh, I got goosies. I've got goosies. It's so serendipitous, but we've been given the heads up that, you know, Mercury retrograde, people are going to come back in and apologize. But during these next 3 days, today, tomorrow, Saturday, highlight those days in your mind. Whoever comes back, you don't have to let them back in. You don't have to go where they want to go, but at least hear them out, hear their apology. Give yourself some time. Just don't have a knee-jerk reaction or response to it. Hear them out and give yourself a moment to really digest what they're saying, and ask yourself, do you want to close this chapter for good and move on? Do you want to close this chapter of miscommunication, misunderstanding, delays in love with this person and start a new chapter with the same person, but this time with you two being on the same page? Right? Somebody who is especially arrogant and in their head and in their feelings will come forward to sincerely apologize. Not only because for some of them, not all, but for some are destined to go with you to that next chapter. But this apology is necessary to clear their karma. It's one thing to know that you're wrong. It's another thing entirely to admit to it and try to fix it. Somebody's coming in to try to fix things for some of the collective. Hear them out, right? This doesn't mean folks are getting back together. It doesn't mean folks are skipping off into the sunset. For some of y'all, it does. But this is definitely a time to completely, without a shadow of a doubt, close one chapter so the next chapter in love can begin. Lust, pleasure with 11, and silver lining. Back to that 7-11, which kind of came out during the reading, the message that was pulled shortly before we went live. If you were dealing This is like there's showing me two halves of the collective. For some of you, if you were dealing with somebody and the relationship was heavily, heavily, heavily based on lust and pleasure, like it was a really soul satisfying, but more so physically satisfying relationship, y'all just couldn't get on the same page emotionally and physically. I mean, besides the, bound chicka wow wow, sexy time, right? Whatever separation that you went into or are about to go into is to understand the sexual energy, the chemistry you have with somebody, right? What you are calling lust and thinking that somebody only wants you for your body. Hear me out. That great sexual attraction that you are experiencing with somebody, it's more than the body. It's your creative energy. When you are with a true twin flame or divine partner, of course, the sexual energy, the chemistry is supposed to be high because you guys are supposed to give birth through a lot of different things, right? Many versions of you, yeah, but projects, businesses, ideas, things that help the collective move towards the light. That separation, that breakup. Now is the time to see the silver lining before you take that leap of faith into your next chapter. Whatever comes to the forefront to be dealt with this weekend, today, tomorrow, Saturday especially. We'll throw Sunday and Monday in there too. Deal with it. Don't run with it. Don't shrug it off. Don't try to, oh no, don't even try to think you know because this person did in the past, they're going to do that again. Receive this person. Open up your ears and your heart, beloved. Receive this person as if you are seeing, hearing, feeling them for the first time. Any hate, anger, frustration that you've been feeling towards them, let it go. Let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go. You are about to enter a season of sacred renewal. Things that were hidden, things that people were hesitant to say, a lot of that, not all of it, but a lot of it is coming out this weekend. But it requires you to be open to it, right? To embrace this love confession. We're going to cover up her boobie, right? With an open, joyous heart. Again, Spirit keeps saying, receive this person. Hear this person as if you're hearing and seeing them for the first time without any hurts, without any lingering anger, frustration, any negative emotion or thoughts you've been having to this person. Start working on letting that go right now. You're being watched. You're being observed by your angels, by your guides to see if you can do it. They've had their moment of self-reflection. You've had your moment of self-reflection. Right? Oh, shit. My divine feminines to the front of the line. Those of you who are really serious about being financially abundant, right? And stepping into your divinity. I didn't even realize who this was. But let's talk about Queen Sheba real quick, right? Let's have this intercession, right? This interlude for the Queen Sheba, right? Some may call her one of Solomon's concubines, one of Solomon's conquests. Some stories say that she was so distraught by his womanizing ways, she stole the Ark of the Covenant, and it's somewhere hidden in Ethiopia. Everybody knows that Queen Sheba was, or they say, I shouldn't say everybody, there's this thing that Queen Sheba was like the baddie of her time, the most sought after beauty of her time. But not only was she beautiful, She was wise. She was fair. She was just. She is the epitome of the divine feminine a lot of the collective is working to be. What we don't hear so much about her and King Solomon's interchange is how they met. Where are my content creators at? People who are thinking about being content creators. Y'all come to the front of the line too. When we talk about using your word, using your wisdom, even if you're just talking about car parts, somebody needs to hear that. You're talking about knitting. Yeah, a whole bunch of people do that, but somebody needs to hear that. King Solomon's wisdom spread so far because he wasn't afraid to put the word out. He wasn't afraid to send his messages through tablets and their mode of communication. And that's one of the ways that made him rich, because kings and queens would come all over. They would come from all over just to hear him speak, just to sit with him and gain some of his wisdom. She was one of them. I forget if somebody could look it up quickly and post it in the chat, that Queen Sheba paid King Solomon X amount of talents. For those of you who are like, I don't want to charge, that's a bit too much to charge. Do you know what a talent is? No, it's not what you do that makes you famous. The other talent that you pay with that brings you wealth, which can be what you do that makes you famous. Get it? I forget the exact number of talents she paid him, but it was talents of gold. And each talent is about 75 to 100 pounds. The price of gold right now is about, and fact check me on this, 3,000, a little under, a little more per pound. Oh no, I think it's 3,000 per ounce. Do the math. She paid 100 pounds and it's like 3,000 per ounce. She paid a lot of money. Put it like that, right? Take the math out of the equation. In today's, if we do the exchange, it would have been in the hundreds of millions just to hear him speak. And people will come out and support you, whatever you do, just to hear them speak. Some divine feminines, like, I will never pay a man to do I would never financially support a man. Financially supporting a bum is one thing. Investing into somebody's future because you believe in their dreams is another. She's a good energy to sit with, along with Oshun, and see what qualities you like or don't like, what qualities you have or don't have. This is a good moment while Oshun and Sheba are looking at us to remember to always walk around like you know your worth. Not only did King Solomon know his worth and everybody acted and moved accordingly. Oh, we should also know, for those of you on your abundance journey, King Solomon, when God asked him, well, what do you want? He never said, make me the richest man in Babylon. He said, make me wise and help me to do the thing that I was sent on earth to do. You're never going to get rich if you're not walking in your purpose. You're never going to get rich if you're not standing in your authenticity. You're never going to get rich if you're scared of saying, this is my price. If you didn't look up the price of gold, go do that. And then times it by your weight. Multiply it by your weight. Because you're worth more than 1 billion times your weight in gold. So whatever you want to charge for your service, judging by the energy on the live, I could already tell you're undercutting yourself already. Oh, I'm just starting out. Oh, nobody wants to do it. Another message we got today. Don't talk yourself out of your blessings. If you have a revelation, right? You have a dream, right? You can tell me your dream, your bestie, your mom, your dad. Some of us may empathize and will have an idea. People like me who are deeply intuitive and close to God will have a better idea, but we will never see the vision as it's shown to you. Your vision is your vision. Move accordingly. It's going to be bumpy in the in the beginning. Hell is going to be even bumpier in the middle. Those are distractions to have you talk you out of your greatness. When we talk about Saint Michael, right, and I'm pointing to my chain with the pendant, right, and the souls that the devil is trying to get. Y'all not ready to hear that? When we talk about selling souls to the devil, y'all do realize that when you undervalue yourself, you are selling your souls to the devil. Anytime you're not showing up in your authenticity, you are. Anytime you're not walking in your purpose, walking towards manifesting that vision, right? You are selling your soul to, we'll call him Mojo Jojo. Keep it TikTok safe and folks don't get too offended. And if you are offended, good. When you dry your face and get out of your feelings, start walking towards your purpose. You want to be successful? Start looking at the lives of successful people. Not Elon Musk, though. Don't do that to yourself. Thank you, Queen Sheba and Oshun. Do we really need to go into the story of Oshun? With this 16 for joy, which is 7, the divine God, right? And we have another 7 again. 7s have been coming out a lot today. The Most High is very present today. The more people walking in their purpose unapologetically, fearlessly walking in the purpose, is the closer we get to utopia, is the closer we get to creating heaven on earth. There are so many people quietly living their heaven on earth. It exists. And for those of you who have beef with King Solomon and his womanizing ways and his 700 wives and X amount of concubines, right? Good Lord, right? Something they don't mention when they mention that part is that he's also the author of the book Ecclesiastes, right? Where he denounces that lifestyle. Did he denounce anybody else that lived it? We could talk about that, right? But he grew up. And he truly started walking in his purpose in his later years. You can choose any time that you want to walk in your purpose. It's your free will choice. You're just delaying your happily ever after. Message of concern in reverse, right? Before you get into your feelings about anything you hear, anything that's popping up on your FYP or elsewhere in your social media land, tap into your intuition, tap into your feelings. I feel like this message is all over the place. We heard about red herring events happening 2 years ago, for those of you who were with Divine Love Talk at that time. A lot of things that are being projected to the collective, that ain't it. There's a whole lot of energy harvesting, and being that you're here with us, that already tells me you're a high energetic, high spiritual being. Protect your energy at all costs. One of the other things to work on is not being so reactive to your friends, to your family, to social media, to anything, to just going with the flow. Forgiveness. With this 26 and this 8, we see someone kneeling at their altar. For some reason, this card always gives me ancient Egyptian vibes. Forgive others so that you are forgiven. Right? We all did something not so great in the past year or so, right? Even if it was just jaywalking, right? Forgive who needs to forgive. Clear your karma. Focus on the vision that you've been shown on what your life is supposed to be. Free up your heart space. Align with thoughts and affirmations that are reflective of the direction that you want your life to go. Do not let negative thoughts and doubts get the best of you. Whoever appears over, especially these next 3 days, but throughout the course of the year and life, right? But most especially, is very karmic these next 3 days, today, tomorrow, Saturday. Whoever comes up to apologize, in the very least, work past whatever feelings you have towards them and forgive them, right? Stay hopeful, stay inspired, stay weird, stay being true to who you are, stay optimistic. That is the key to your success. That is the key to your abundance. That is the key to your happily ever after. Despair, distant horizon, unexpected income. Get out of it's like 3 of y'all. Get out of your negative mindset. It could have gone wrong for the past 80 years, but the rest of your life, everything will go right. Now that you've shifted your way of thinking, because you shift your way of thinking, you shift the way of seeing things, you learn how to see the silver lining. When you make a practice of not being so reactive and jumping to conclusions and you let things be what they are, you inadvertently, conveniently get into the habit of seeing the silver lining in things and staying optimistic, more positive than negative, right? When you get to that and you go on autopilot, on just flowing, letting life show up for you the way that it's supposed to, taking in the lessons, learning what you need to learn, letting go of what you need to let go of, receiving in word, in in the physical and spiritual, what you need to receive, life becomes so much easier. Lastly, we have balance, cutting ties, and epiphany. Self-reflection, answered questions and prayers, untapped talents. For some of you, when you get into the story of the Queen of Sheba, who history tells us that they are, in the story of Solomon, you will have these aha moments, right? That align with the vision that you've been shown on how to manifest your destiny into your reality. Whatever you have to cut off, and you see that red string of fate, some of y'all can't cut off that person you're thinking of cutting off, so stop it. Jonai. Freedom, standing up, awaken, and then balance. Again, walk in your purpose, stand in your authenticity. Try to stay more positive than negative. The storms are going to come. It's going to push you around. The winds are going to bring you here and there. But like my man Bruce Lee said, right? Be like bamboo, right? Which bends and sways with the wind, right? It doesn't break because it isn't rigid. Well, sometimes they do, but most times they don't, right? Because they bend and go with the flow. That's how you achieve, speaking of flow, that balance. That's what Venus and Pisces wants you to do. Pairing up with Mercury retrograde, right? This is not only the opportunity for the lovers and the exes and the fuckboys and the city girls to get it together. There was also an opportunity to get it together within self. A lot of these people couldn't give you commitment, couldn't show up as a great partner in a relationship because they were broken on the inside. Now that Venus is in Pisces, there's this push to finally do the inner healing that's necessary, for folks to finally get that therapy, for folks to finally go to the doctor's office. Hello? How long has it been since you got a physical? We listen and we don't judge, right? Finally get that therapist. Finally get that weird thing on their hand looked at, right? Do the healing so they can show up not just to their partner and their family and their loved ones as their happy, whole, and healed self, but as a testimony that once you start living in your purpose, you start showing up in your authenticity, you start taking care of you, life will take care of you. You will be aligned with your helpmates and destiny partners that will help take care of you, that will help you, because nobody did anything alone. We're not meant to. We're meant to have soul tribes and disciples and soul circles and that core group of people that we can have those spiritual conversations, those conversations about growth and abundance without being judged. That's your message. Do with it. Do with it what you will. I've got my favorite water today because of that. Right? Speaking about abundance. Let's see what you guys have going on in the comments. And then we're going to do, what time is it? Oh, yeah, we have time for just 3 readings for subscribers to the live. So the first 3 people that asked, and I prayed that my moderators were able to catch it. Hi, Hetty. How are you? Loca. Hey, Lady Tide. No worries. As soon as the live goes off, I will download it, which takes about forever. So it should be up on the YouTube channel sometime later on this afternoon. So you could catch it whenever, you know. Danya, how are you? Hey, Blaze, we can't get rid of the Pisces, they just, Loca, you did not. Stop. Hey, Blaze. Hey, Anthony. Latoya. Yes, please. Stay optimistic. Stay weird. Stay being you no matter who has what to say about it, right? David, right? If we're going to talk about Solomon, we might as well talk about David, right? Who slew a giant with a slingshot, right? And became king, the boy that would become king. With a slingshot, right? He was a shepherd, right? Had sheep. And when he would take the sheep out to do what sheep do, he would watch over the sheep. And while he was watching over the sheep, he would play with his slingshot. I wonder how many times he sat there and played with this rinky-dink slingshot. And after time and days of doing just this thing to pass time, just this thing that was so natural to him, he was faced with an opportunity to change his life overnight, to change his life suddenly by doing the thing, the simplest of things, right, that he had been doing for years. Remember that when you're on your journey, right, of becoming, of walking in your purpose. That thing, that simple thing that you're like, oh, yeah, everybody does this. Millions of people can do it, but nobody does it like you. And when your guides say you're on and they give you an opportunity to show the world what you could do, just do your thing and your life will change overnight. Figure it fit. How are you? When I tell you I almost talked myself out of it last night, I'm glad you didn't. Loca, come through. Thank you for the gifts. Thank you. Thank you for the gifts. Thank you for the likes. And thank you, most importantly, for your time. I appreciate it. Oodles and oodles and oodles. Blaze, it feels like it's been weeks, right? It's like we've been able to get one live in like every 5 or 6 days, which is way too long with the amount of downloads that have been coming in. I trust that after eclipse, this solar eclipse, I will be free to do more collective work, but it's a lot of one-on-ones going on right now. Marcy, we got to chat. We got to chat. When do you have time? Margie, how art thou? And Newhart was here. Wow, everybody was here. Empress Honey, how are you? How are you? How are you? Classy and Nashaya. Honeybee, yeah. Oh, I'm going through your comments, right? For my people rewatching this on YouTube. Thank you guys for the love. And again, you have no idea how much I appreciate you spending this part of your day with us. Hey, Daisy. And I didn't see any requests for a reading from the live subscribers or the paid Patreon subscribers. So then I'll open up to the collective. Do you guys have any general questions? Of course, Marcy. I think you're the only one on the list. Keep me honest, guys, because that's the only person that I saw that actually requested who's a subscriber, either to the live or to the Patreon. Guys, make sure you're following me on Patreon. There is a free option. I do try to post helpful articles and thingamajigs to help you through your day, help you through your journey. Marcy, to the front of the line, to the front of the line. As I get the cards in order, we have a strict cutoff of 120. Oh, wait a minute. Classy. To the front of the line, please and thank you. You know what I'm about to do, right? You know what I'm about to do. Where's Classy? Where's Classy? Classy, classy, classy. Classy. Where art thou? Damn it. We'll have to save it for next time. Damn it. Anywho. Marcy. To the front of the line. What is your question? What is your... Hey, Margie. Where'd you go? How you doing? How is everybody doing? Let's talk about that, right? A lot of folks have been just doing the work. Like, it feels like folks have just been putting one foot in front of the other, which is good, right? Which is good. Carry on. Lady Ty, I'm good. I am good. That word about Sheba and Solomon has me all in my feelings. All in my feelings. Like, I want to now go research them deeper, right? Especially with the business of the talents. You keep finding work. Oh, no. All right, so we'll do Marcy, and then we'll get to Maria, and I think that's all we'll have time for. Please, it sounds like you're making room for the new. All right, Marcy. Anything Marcy, a.k.a., needs to know at this moment? One card pulls are never really one card pulls. They always like, and then, right? What else does Marcy need to know? Perfect. Well, yeah, because that's not TikTok safe. You guys already know what this card looks like because I actually posted this one on the Patreon. You have, I come through, right? All this ancient Egyptian energy. When we do the twin flame convo, we're going to get into Osiris. And for those of you joining us on Saturday, that just flashed through my mind. But for you, my dear, right? 44, which is the number of the angels, right, surrounding us, the number of structures of building, the number of the crossroads, right? 4 is the number of the crossroads. In this moment where everything, seven of wands, seems to be going wrong, I'm hearing that R. Kelly audio. I'm fighting for my life, right? It feels like you're fighting for your life. It feels like join us at 11, loca. Right? OGs get to go, that's part of your package, right? Marcy, it feels like everything is coming at you. Even like you're walking down the street and some random dog just starts barking. You're like, what? Just let it go. Let it go. Let life, because this baby is suckling at this woman's boob. Let life with a set just show up. Just surrender. There's a lot of teachings, a lot of learning that they're trying to reveal to you, a lot of messages that they're trying to reveal to you. The biggest one is you don't even need to be in this energy of feeling like you've got to fight back. You are surrounded with this 44 by the angels and the guides and your ancestors, right? Especially your masculine ancestors that don't mind doing the heavy lifting. You just say your word, put your word out there, put what you want out there. This is a good time to get into not just your prayers, your meditation, but using your words, speaking out loud what you want, speaking out loud that you want this to end, and calling each aggressor by name, each thing by name. And once you set it out, and as I look up, it's 111. Once you set it out, knowing that it is done, this is not your battle to fight anymore. They want you to rest and let them do the heavy lifting. Let them do the heavy work. Everything will fall into place. Everything that was revealed, to going back to the visions that were talked about in the general message, right? Whatever has been revealed to you, whatever your destiny is, like these haters can't, and that came out in the message, right? No matter what they do, no matter how hard they try to bippity boppity boo you, who they go to, right? They could go to the highest priest of highest priests. It still can't stop what you have going for you unless you get into your negative Nancy energy, you get into your Eeyore, woe is me energy, right? Because we all got that side to us, right? As these situations pop up, acknowledge it for what it is. Tell your guides what you want. Pray on it. Let it go. You'll find quicker, better, long-standing results by doing nothing in the physical and everything in the spiritual. Marcy, that is your message. That is your message. Oh, Blaze, you definitely need to. My man Osiris? How she put them back together? Especially using her thumb for the last part? My goodness. My goodness. Maria, to the front of the line. Look, you know what I'm talking about, right? We're keeping it TikTok safe, but you know what I'm talking about. General love reading. Yes, Marcy, patience is very much needed. Always, always, right? Just think about it. What makes us impatient? What makes us anxious, right? Especially like a kid, right? A loved kid. Christmas Eve, when they know Santa's about to come they just know, but it's not happening yet. You'll be fine. Maria wants a general love reading. Okay, what does Maria need to know about all that? See, I tell you, one card readings are never one card readings, right? You actually got 4. Back to the number 4. Oh dear. What is your hardest? And this is a question for self-reflection for you to reflect upon. But what is your disconnect for fully surrendering and trusting your intuition, right? Notice there's not one cup in sight, right? So your guys are like, you want to talk about love, but let's talk about you for a moment, right? And as a side note, this happens a lot of times during the soul sessions, and that's why they're called soul sessions. You come in looking for one thing, you get something entirely different, but it answers your one thing. By almost forcing you to deal with the one thing that's blocking everything. And for you, Maria, it's really trusting your intuition. I'm not sure if you were here for the beginning of the live, the beginning of the general message, when there was this emphasis of people really stepping into their divinity. What's stopping you, especially since you've been putting in the physical work? If you want to just focus in on love, you've been showing up in love the way you want love to show up for you. Kudos, right? But at this point in time, you're being asked to go within with the high priestess. And look how they capstoned this, right? Because it was the high priestess, the Knight of Pentacles, the Seven of Pentacles, and the Hermit, which has a star in his lantern. English is not my first language. Don't come for me. Right? Right. In his lantern, the focus right now is on you. Not just self-love and continuing to show up in love how you want love to show up for you. Because until you master that or work towards mastering that, really do that self-reflection, Virgo energy, right? Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo energy, right? Taking that moment to disconnect from everything and everyone and be with self and source. Be with self and the Most High. Taking that moment to go into your garden, to go into your prayer place, to go into your meditative place and seek that wholeness within self, that healing within self, right? Parts of the themes of Venus retrograde. Because until you fully accept your intuition, lean into your intuition, trust the process, those long delayed things, not just love, but everything with the pentacles that affect your stability is going to be delayed, because we all know the Knight of Pentacles is the slowest moving knight in the deck. But when he comes, he comes. When he comes, he arrives, right? Those long delayed things are going to arrive. You've shown up physically, right? Doing the things that need to be done. Yay, yay. But until you get right with you, and I know this is not what you want to hear, babes. I get it. But until you do that inner work, love can't show up the way love is meant to show up for you. If you're still not trusting your intuition, you're still going to align with situations based on what they look like physically, even when you're not aware that you're doing it. If you don't go within and clarify what you even want in love, you're going to get this mishmash of people that are almost there, of someone that's almost there, but things could be better. You have to get better with self. You have to trust your intuition, like fully. None of this lukewarm business. Like when things are showing up good, you're like, yay, this is good. This is awesome. When things get hard and challenging and your intuition, what you thought you knew, hello, what you thought you knew. End of story. When we start ruminating and doubting and talking to this one and talking to that one, right, it gets confuddled. When you're showed a vision about someone or something, and this was mentioned in the general, right? No matter who you share that vision with, nobody can see it the way that you see it. That's your vision. When it comes to this vision of love, yes, it's possible. It's very much possible. It is your destiny since it was revealed to you. But until you get comfortable with fully trusting your intuition and not doubting yourself and now reaching out to the opinions of, oh, what do you think I should do? What do you think I should do? And how do you think I should move? Go within, right? Get really comfortable. And they keep showing me the garden, right, under a night sky. Having that moment of surrender where it's just you and source, you and the creator, you and the most high, and have that connection so you can strengthen your intuition. So when the other side tries to trick you that, oh no, you messed up again, ha ha, you realize that no matter how life shows up, everything is happening the way that it's supposed to. As long as you put the work in, you will reap what you sow. Maybe not with the person that you're thinking of, but definitely with somebody along your journey, right? 7 of Pentacles, 1 Pentacle, 8 of Pentacles, destiny. You're very much being pushed in alignment with your destiny, but it requires you to trust yourself and stop, one, biggest thing, leaning on the opinions of others and doubting yourself. Love isn't even on the table until you get that part right. Even if you have somebody in your life, understand that's part of your lessons package to get you strong with self, right? Not only, excuse me, not only, since you wanted to know, not only is everybody like a single Pringle in the cards, right? You're going to have many suitors coming. 3 of them are going to be life-changing in one way or another. Learn the lessons love is trying to teach you. Learn the lessons life is trying to teach you by going within, trusting yourself, leading into your intuition, getting better, working towards leaning on your own inner knowingness rather than seeking validation. It's not going to happen overnight, but if you continuously work on it, right? And that came out in the general message, right? You make this diligent effort every time, every interaction, right? To work on trusting yourself more. You trust yourself more. It'll become second nature. It will flow. And then everything else in your life, love included, will flow as well. That is your message. Whew. See me though. How are you? Hey, Momo. We have about 3 minutes. Hi, Kai. Any questions, thoughts, feelings that you want to share before we wrap up the live? You guys, I will never DM you. Hi, Anika. Message you on this platform or any platform. But if you have any general questions, any thoughts about the journey you just want to share, I'm here. I'm present. I'm walking in my purpose, and that is to help the collective. Not everything is transactional, right? If you have a question, if you're like, oh no, my favorite, I didn't want to bother me. It may take me a minute to get back to you. I will admit that, right? Full transparency, but I will get back to you. No worries, Tomato. It's going to be posted on my YouTube channel sometime later this afternoon. It's okay. It's okay. I've been contemplating divorce and haven't been trusting my intuition. You owe it to yourself to take those moments. If you can, take a trip. Physically go to some garden. Physically go to some place in nature where it's just you, nature, the foliage, the creatures, and the Most High. Surrender, complete surrender, and tap into your own heart. There's a lot at risk. A lot, right? A lot of things being presented to you that look good, right? When you hold them this close, they look good, right? But they aren't. They aren't. And they keep saying, being talked out of your own blessings because of not being able to trust your own intuition. Like, in this moment, yeah. There's so much they want to say. I'm very big on confidentiality and not putting everybody's business out in the street, especially if it's not helpful in the moment. Some things are best shared one-on-one, but it's all confirmation to what you've been thinking over the past, since the year started, since the holidays. Take some time. The best remedy right now is to find a way, right? Even if you just go for a long drive, right? If there's not like a foresty area near you or a waterfall near you or the beach, I love the beach, near you, find somewhere to connect. Don't get overwhelmed. Try not to get overwhelmed, right? You didn't get here overnight, so it's not gonna, the remedy won't be effective overnight. The best thing is to take some steps back and connect with Source. Solomon asked for wisdom, right? Asked for clarity of mind, soul, and spirit. And just listen, not with your ears, but with your soul, with your spirit, with your heart. Any funky thoughts that pop into your head, dismiss them. Something some folks find helpful, right? When images start popping up, it's just to focus on a clear white paper or clear light, right? Or a cloud. And then the information will come. And learning how to surrender and drop down into that vibration, you just now started the work on trusting your intuition more. Everything works hand in hand. Let me know how that works out for you. We'll start there. As I almost knocked down the camera, your deep breath. Oh, hugs, hugs. I'm a hugger. I am a hugger. It'll be okay because you'll make it so. Once you fully trust in your intuition and stop doubting it, stop doubting what you know because you know it. You are welcome, beautiful soul. That being said, we are going to wrap up the live. Thank you again so much for spending this part of your day with me, Spirit, and Soul Tribe. Whimsical Pisces. I love you guys. Mucho, 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 mucho. Enjoy the rest of your day and every day. And as always, stay blessed.